What's up, everybody? We got 3 new episodes of your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man today, and before we get into those episodes, make sure to subscribe so that you're not missing out on daily videos here on the channel. But with that being said, let's get into episodes 3 through 5. The first of the 3 episodes picked up right where we left off in episode 2 as Peter tries to wrap his head around blowing his secret identity on day 1 of his Oscorp internship. In a sense, it's that initial conversation that Tony and Peter have in the MCU in his bedroom, just extended over a couple of episodes here because Norman didn't know who Spidey was, but he figured that one of the 4 bright young minds he brought in for that Oscorp internship either was the web-slinging hero or was working with him. Initially, Pete turns Norman's offer to work together down, and for noble reasons too. He's only comfortable risking his own skin, making enemies as Spider-Man, and with the concern of Norman finding out his identity so easily in the back of his head, he's worrying about everybody at Oscorp. On the flip side, Lonnie Lincoln's buying lunch after he and Pete ace their science project. But, well, for one, he doesn't have enough money for his own lunch because of it, and that A is the last good thing that's going to come in his life for some time. That's because his little brother has been running with the 110th Street gang, and he's taking his brother's place in that gang, which will eventually bring this gang to become Tombstone's gang. Then Spider-Man takes on James and Maria, and that's James Sanders, aka Speed Demon, and Maria Vasquez, aka the Tarantula. They prove themselves as quite the challenge for Spidey too, at least so early in his career, so Norman hacks into the scanner he's built into his mask to give Peter some assistance. Thanks to that, Spidey takes his new foes down and ends up changing his mind about working with Osborn as a new duo is formed. Then episode 4 gets kicked off as we see this Earth's civil war and the Sokovia Accords being signed into place, which Norman tells Peter he's going to take care of, and of course, Spidey wasn't at the airport fight because Norman found him, not Tony. That also means that Norman's the one helping with his new suits, and they go through quite a few before landing on the Oscorp suit, which it's actually inspired by the iconic Future Foundation Spider-Man suit. But not everyone has Norman Osborn looking out for them, as Lonnie Lincoln digs himself deeper into that hole of trouble that is the 110th Street gang. He runs into the Scorpions while running an errand for Big Ben Donovan and attracts the attention of both Matt Gargan, who is of course the Scorpion, and Carmilla Black too. Back at Oscorp, we get some world building moments so that we can get an idea of the history this universe has. They've seen Loki and the Chitauri invade New York, Ultron ransacks Sokovia here too, and Hulk went rogue at least once in this universe. So there's definitely some MCU synergy left over from when it was set in the 616 universe, but again, it is not connected to the main timeline. Then we meet 4 new villains: Mikhail Sistovac, father of the Rhino, Dimitri, who you may better know as the Chameleon, Kraven's brother, Mila Mazarik, aka the Unicorn, and Roxana Volkov, and she's the only one, the last one there, that I'm personally not familiar with, so if you are familiar with her, please let me know down in the comments below. Regardless, they're working for and or being supplied by Doc Ock, just like most of the villains we've seen so far in the show. In fact, it feels like they're teasing the formation of a Doc Ock-led Sinister Six team that would be the big threat to Spidey here in Season 1, but I'd bet we'll see a pretty original lineup if we see the Sinister Six, so who could that team feature at this point in the show? Obviously, Doc Ock would be there, then I'd bet on the Chameleon, Scorpion, Speed Demon, Tarantula, and Tombstone. However, the opening to episode 5 kind of sheds doubt on that, as Doc Ock is selling this tech to villains for his own gain, not because he wants to. In fact, Octavius thinks what he's doing is beneath him, but you gotta do what you gotta do, and he wants to be in the same conversation of the Tony Starks, the Bruce Banners, and the Norman Osborns of the world. Which, speaking of the Osborns, Harry is joining Team Spider after Peter carelessly entered Norman's office while he was with his son. Essentially, he's gonna be this universe's Genki. But this newfound friendship that Spider-Man has with Harry could very well end up costing Peter Parker some of his friends like Nico Minoru. But that might just be your jealousy showing itself as she scrolls through his Instagram, where we see Harry Osborn and Luna Snow together. Now, I don't want to get too far ahead of myself with this show, but considering it's been renewed for seasons 2 and 3 already, I can't help but wonder if they're setting up their own version of the Agents of Atlas to appear down the road. Maybe when Norman goes bad and becomes Green Goblin, his 4 interns form the group and recruit some other heroes as this universe is packed full of future heroes. But that's a future concern and merely speculation on my part as the episode closed with the unicorn breaking the other 3 villains out of prison and taking on the spider. That fight overlapped with Lonnie getting drawn into the 110th Street Gang versus Scorpion's fight, and that continues to be one of my favorite side stories in the show as they aim to make Lonnie's fall to Tombstone all the more tragic. Both Lonnie, who gets stabbed by Scorpion, and Spidey, who takes a blast head on from Unicorn protecting Mikhail, are taking a good beating during their fights though. But at the end of the day, both walk away victorious as Mikhail and Unicorn are off to prison, and Lonnie, who maybe isn't victorious, but in this moment he is embraced by the 110th after saving Big Ben Donovan, even if the Tombstone name drop here had me cringing for hours. Overall, I thought these 3 episodes, 3, 4, and 5, were good with the highest of highs, but they didn't quite match the first 2 episodes in total for me. I'm still loving all the villains we're getting, as well as his take on Peter Parker and Spider-Man, but this week's episode simply didn't click like the premiere did. And so that'll do it for my breakdown of episodes 3 through 5 of Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. I'm still enjoying the show, and I can't wait for Daredevil next week, but let me know what you thought of this week's episodes down in the comments below, and make sure you have a great day.